Oh boy, it's been a hot minute since I've done an update video on anything. And this is one of my... I don't know if I've talked about this before yet, but it's an experimental tank. It is basically every shrimp species that I have in a single tank to see exactly how they do in a very common set of parameters. Now this is nothing special, it's just inert black sand with RO water mixed with salty shrimp GHKH. The same mixture you would use for your typical cherry shrimp. But, as you will notice, we have a cardinal shrimp for one. And this little dude's been in here for about a month or so now, with no heater. Little dude looks good. He's just chilling, having a good time, being a shrimp. But that's not all we got. We got a bee shrimp in here. So these guys are more so about soft water and having some actively buffered substrate. That being said, this little guy's been in here for about a month as well and doesn't really show any signs of discomfort or illness that I can see. He's being a shrimp. No, she. And then we got our standard Neos. These are just some of the culls from my Jade Green tank. And these guys have been doing swell. In fact, some of the culls I really like the color of because they're not a deep Jade Green. They are much more of a, I guess you would say a neon green. Look at this little dude. I love this guy. Hey, buddy. But we're we've also got the snails in here, good old wabbit snails, and I just fed them, so they're all piling on the food. And ooh, this one right here is looking pretty darn good. See if I can get a better focus. Yeah. How you doing, bud? Now that is the kind of jade green that I really like right there. And I don't know why this one is in the cull tank. This one should absolutely be in the regular Jade Green tank, but I digress for the moment. Because honestly, I think I kind of want these guys to breed in here, just because that'd be pretty wicked to have a deep Jade Green and then a neon green, and just kind of see which one I like better. But we are officially at a point where it's kind of strange, right? You hear all the time that all these shrimp need different parameters, and I don't know if that's true. I'm even not entirely sure about what temperature it really should be for a mix like this. It's kind of like the ultimate Skittles tank if you think about it. At some point, I want to have every color of every kind of shrimp in the same tank. Now, only if it's realistically feasible to do so while having a happy and healthy colony of all the shrimps. But based on this test, I really can't see any particular reason why that wouldn't work. Now, the chances of breeding might be considerably lower for something like the bee shrimp. You know, that's a panda blue. If I mix some crystal reds and some crystal blacks in here, you know, there's a chance they just might not breed. Which, if that's the only case, you know, I'm fine with that. I don't necessarily need the ultimate Skittles tank to have a giant mishmash of different off-colored shrimp. Which let's be honest, you know, when shrimp breed with other colors of their own species, the offspring is often not very desirable looking. It's often wild type or some sort of brown. Once in a while you get a fun mix, but it's not very often. So the ultimate Skittles tank will be a long-term test for a while, and if it ends up working out long-term, it's definitely going to be a fun little tank with a bunch of little skadoodles just skadoodling about. I think that'd be a great way to show off how these shrimp cohabitate. But that's the main update. Really, not much has changed otherwise, but figured this would be a fun test, even if it is not exactly advisable.